reaction to the verdict, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any. So just be aware.
I don't know how to feel about that. La polizia is outside. The fuck is with this judge? He's like a Jeopardy judge. It's like, oh, let's have a little bit of silence before we raise the emotion. They bothered the judge while he was eating.
Would you come down, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think Kyle is about to have a heart attack. Look how fast he is breathing. Oh my god. I can't imagine how it's like to be in his position right now. His entire life is probably flashing in front of his eyes. Even the defense lawyer is nervous. I don't think the judge knows either. Everyone in the chat is not guilty. 62,000 people watching. Tensions are high. And now YouTube cuts the feed.
All right, members of the jury, have you elected a foreperson? Would you give your juror number, please?
54.
54. And has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only.
Yes.
Would you hand all of the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
This is the ones that you did.
So it's not a hung jury.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
It's either guilty or not guilty. And if it's guilty, it's different charges, I guess.
Please, Mrs. Chairman, thank you.
So it's either guilty on all charges or not guilty, because it's one... Come on, stop that, judge. Zhush, zhush, just do it already. Just read it.
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Oh!
As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury polled?
No.
Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started just about 3 weeks ago. And I told you it could last 2 weeks and 2 days. This is
Jesus
3
Christ.
weeks.
I can't imagine what this kid is
You were a
going
wonderful
through.
jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who had a very difficult job.
I gotta say, I'm a very cynical person. I genuinely thought that he's going to go to prison. And this is a major white pill for me. I have to say this restored my faith into the system because I watched the trial. All right, like I watched it since day one. I didn't watch it on the mainstream media. I didn't get snippets of it. I didn't get things out of context. I didn't even watch Ricky yet. I just watched the trial by myself. And I looked at everything, and I was like, okay, if he goes to prison, then clearly something is wrong. Like, the system is fucked. And I was actually going to say, look, if the people in Kenosha find this guy guilty, then they deserve what's happening in Kenosha. Like, they deserve all of it. Because it was the idea that maybe they're afraid of passing this verdict. And I gotta say, you know, it's definitely brave what the jury did. Knowing that outside there's riots. The National Guard is outside. So being part of that jury requires a lot of bravery. There's video footage of anarchists and extremists on Twitter who are like, oh, if the jury doesn't give the result, we're going to go after them. So what they did is very brave. It's probably why it even lasted so long. And to me, this really regains my faith into the legal system. Like, it's okay, you know, fine. I was a little bit too much of a doomer, and I should have more faith into the system.
Of keeping from discussing the case during the time that they were sequestered as well. All of you, I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. And it has truly been my pleasure. I think, without commenting on your verdict, the verdicts themselves, just in terms of your...
Oh, what happened? Why did my feed cut off?
This is Mark.
Mark, shut the fuck up. Give me back my trial. Give me back my lawsuit. Sorry, my trial.
Any questions? Thank you so much. And you're after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be my pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
I'm not crying. It just had something in my eye. It was an emotional moment. Shut the fuck up. This guy is a kid, man.
Or in the...
I mean, going through what he did, I can't even imagine what it's like. It was an emotional moment. What? Like, if you didn't have something in your eye, you're heartless. Thank you, Cyber Demon. That this even got to court, the easiest self-defense situation you could ever be in, recorded in almost every second, clear-cut is a travesty. That there was a doubt, this is insane. CNN about to be sued. Can you remember, like, the Covington kids, like, I got $100 million from the mainstream media, and Kyle now is probably hold my beer. Like, this is probably a moment for Kyle to be like, hold my beer. Honestly, if you're a good lawyer, like if I was a good lawyer in the United States, I would contact Kyle right now. I would contact Kyle and I say, look, I'm going to do this per bono. Like, I'm not going to charge you anything, but if I win, I get 10% of the winnings. And I'm pretty sure, like, he's going to have good lawyers contacting him. Now, it's up to him, you know. Maybe he just wants to put this moment behind him and he doesn't want to make anything else. But from what I got, like, there's a politician, yesterday there was a politician saying that he wants to hire Kyle. Because the politician thinks this guy is innocent. So now Kyle actually has a job into the staff of a politician. I forgot the name of the guy. It was on Twitter. But again, it's not as grim as I thought. It's like, oh, well, he's going to have a bad future. But no. Apparently, like, for the first time ever, there's conservatives that actually are willing to stand up to the guy. And honestly, everything was in his favor. I mean, I have never in my life seen a more clean-cut kid than this. He is so clean-cut. Like, everything he does is clean-cut. So, you know, he volunteers to be a lifeguard. He cleans graffiti off of the walls. He does everything by the book. I don't think, like, there is an exact... This is why I got a little bit emotional, because I was like, look, if someone as helpful as this kid... I mean, let's be honest, is there anyone that wouldn't want this kid as his neighbor? If someone like this kid is going to go to prison over something that is so obvious, not guilty, because as we saw, even the jury came up with that, then the world is fucked. I was, like, literally thinking, like, this is the most cynical moment in my life.
Well, I think in the library, it's not going to be more than a minute. Or maybe it will be.
Well,
yeah.
And just so you know, I think even the judge knew that, and I'll tell you why. How many cases like this do you know when a guy has killed someone and is sitting in the courthouse without handcuffs next to the judge? Like, there was this video of Kyle sitting next to the judge, and even other lawyers were saying, like, this is so unusual. Right? Even the judge wasn't afraid of the guy.
Take him upstairs. That's fine. That's fine.
Now, even the left isn't going to be that salty about it, because even the left, like Anna Kasparian made a recording, like backtracking what she said. Even left-wingers who normally would try to, change the facts and have different context and avoid talking about things and pretend to be angry, like, no, even they are backtracking. So I don't think, like, this is why I don't think there's going to be any massive riots. What's going to be happening now? What's happening now is that Kyle is going home and he's going to hug his sister and his family. That's what's going to happen. Even Reddit was on the side of Kyle. Like, at least on a subreddit I saw, I think it was Our Politics or some shit. Even they were on the side of Kyle. Look, even the defense is crying. This is an emotional moment, like, you heartless bastard. It's like, oh yeah, these emotional. It's emotional for everyone.
All right, the motion of the defendant is granted. The charges against the defendant on all counts are dismissed with prejudice, and he is released from the obligation of his bond.
Look, even Cray pissed his eyes. Everyone is pissing their eyes. I actually cried, not going to lie. I was so happy. I'm glad that justice
Anything
still
else?
exists.
Thank you. Good day.
I just sent an email from a bond.
Yeah, someone in the chat, is he going to cross state lines in order to hug his family? Remember our Twitter back and forths? I was right, you owe me an apology. Yeah, I apologized. It's true. I genuinely got white-pilled because of this verdict. People say no video. Like, what do you want to see? People leaving the courtroom. Let me see what Rikieta said. Like, what was the vibe on Rikieta's stream when the verdict was announced?
But now that he does, they're is that they actually got there without a holdout.
Jury find the defendant.
Has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only.
Yes,
Would you hand all the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
this is the ones that you didn't know.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, my wife didn't buy me beer. She bought me a shawarma. So now I don't even have beer to drink. So sad.
Can you guys mute Logic and Crypto, please?
May I see that too, please?
I'm curious if they're going to piss their eyes. I'm curious if any of the lawyers here are going to cry. Long solid slug.
Come on here.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. That's the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Look at
As
the
to the
lawyers.
third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Holy
Victory!
shit.
One who does not.
Oh my God.
Oh man, I was just.
You guys, Nate
Oh,
is
what a
gonna come
reaction.
on here and be like, I told you guys when everybody thought that all
across
was
the board.
lost.
What a reaction.
We started. Just
Breathe,
about,
man. Breathe, kid. Breathe, breathe.
and
breathe.
I.
His
I
whole
told
life,
you it was
his
last
whole life just came
Oh
back to
my
it.
God.
This was 3 weeks. You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying when the live stream started. Just because the jury can take 4 days to deliberate doesn't mean anything. It could be either way. It could be guilty. It could be not guilty. I was so emotionally invested in this trial. My faith in justice was on the line. I love this country still. I gotta say, man, like a lot of people felt like me. A lot of people were invested into this. It's very rare that you get to see a trial as it happens online. And the people who genuinely watched the trial and listened to the testimonies and they looked at everything that was happening, they knew it was self-defense, right? Even the jury came up with the same conclusion, and it was like, look, if the jury comes with other things, then their faith in the system would have been shaken. And a lot of people were saying that even the prosecution knew about it because Binger refused to have a press conference after this. So they kind of knew that, okay, well, if they have a press conference and it turns out that it's not guilty, they're going to have a hard time. So they said no press conference. And yeah, we're not going to hear what Binger has to say. Someone said, give Kyle back his gun. Yeah, he's actually going to get his gun back now because if he's not guilty, then no crime is committed. So he's actually going to get his gun back. I'm curious if the Young Turks are or let's see what Vosh has to say. Is Vosh streaming? Oh, Vosh is
Deliberation.
streaming. Let's see. So let me see if he actually had the moment where no, he's he didn't listen to the stream live. Look at the chat. Gonna be a lot more lefty deaths. It's like, why are you planning to assault kids in the street? What the fuck? Vosh, I'm scared. Why are you scared? Like, do these people think Kyle is going to come to get them? What the fuck? Self-defense can definitely be vigilantism. Yeah, but like, Kyle wasn't that bad. Like, for the most of the night, until people assaulted him, he didn't do anything. Like, he had many opportunities to go the Punisher, but he didn't do it. So, no, seriously, like, these people didn't watch the lawsuit. It's the only explanation that I can have. It's like they probably looked at Reddit or forums or Twitter, but I don't think they watched the lawsuit. I keep saying lawsuit because in Romania lawsuit and trial are the same things. I should say trial. So many journalists about to have their asses sued off. It really depends on Kyle, right? Because if he's actually like genuinely PTSD'd about this, and you know he just wants to put this moment in his life behind him, he probably might not even sue. I mean, there are people like this who refuse to find justice even when they've been wronged. Lost solid slug, yes. If I attack someone on the street, I might get attacked myself, and I'm so scared. Jude confirms the verdict has been okay, so Disclosed TV isn't on the ball with this. I'm really curious. Okay, I am on the opinion that there's going to be no riots. So I don't think, maybe there are going to be some people angry, but you're not going to see Kenosha burn. And if there are riots, it's going to be something very, very small, like a neighborhood or maybe in front of the courthouse or something. But I don't think you're going to see major civil unrest. Let me see. Oh, Pac-Man. I think Pac-Man is following this.
Every day, the Young Turks.
And Pac-Man was saying if the kid walks, then the ride gets a win. He's not live streaming, so I guess we're going to see tomorrow what the Young Turks and Pac-Man have to say. Oh, Vosh admitted it hasn't been following the trial. Yeah, I mean, there's two types of people now. People who followed the trial and people who didn't. It's really the only explanation. Thank you, Bob Coleman. You rock as well. And I love the legal system in your country. Apparently it works. This evening was the most glorious evening in the history of the earth. Oh, come on, not the earth, but still. So many journalists are going to be sued. I absolutely agree. I don't think they care though, you know, like most mainstream media publications, they're run by billion-dollar corporations. Like, okay, they have to pay $200 million. Yeah, it's bad, but they're big boys. They can handle it. And at this point, like, the prestige doesn't matter. Like, what was the name? Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow actually got sued. And her defense was that she's not a real journalist. I shit you not. Like, she said that some organization is literally funded by the Russians. And then what they meant is like, no, literal doesn't really mean literally. Like, it's figuratively, literally. And she also said that because she's not a real journalist, it doesn't matter what she's saying. Like, her impact on their reputation is not as great. So, you know, like, these news anchors and these billion-dollar corporations, like, when they're sued, they're going to say crazy things. Not guilty put me in a good enough mood to throw money to V. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I am surprised. I was going to be really cynical about this, and I was genuinely thinking that nope, justice is not going to be done in this case. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious what Reddit has to say about it. Let me look on Reddit. So oh, now we can share memes as well. Yeah. So Reddit. Kyle trial. Let's see if we get. I wonder if MSNBC is now allowed back in court. Okay, I think I got it. I got a link to Reddit. Let's see what Reddit is saying. My prediction is that Rittenhouse walks on all charges, but these Georgia boys are going down. Georgia is a better case for the prosecution. Yeah, so why aren't they caught up to it? Like, how does Reddit work? Oh, sort by new. Let's see this one. No, it's for some reason, like, if anyone has a link to some subreddit, please give it to me, because I'm really curious what Reddit is saying. I'm trying another. And by the way, don't give me something from like our socialism. Like, I'm really curious, like, what the average Redditor has to say. Look at this. Let's see if this prediction comes true, alright? Let's see if right in theory is going to be proven true. They're probably playing the odds of how fucked they're going to be either way. If they find him guilty, the cult of the GOP will likely riot. When the fuck did that happen? But if they find him innocent, everyone is going to assume they're just as racist and shitty as Rittenhouse. So, okay, if he is guilty, the cult of the GOP riots. If he is innocent, people will just assume that the judge are racist. So they're not going to do anything. It's just like, racist judge, racist. Who's blatantly sided with terrorists. Oh, wow. So Kyle Rittenhouse is now a terrorist as well. I wouldn't want to be on that jury. No one is going to be happy with the results. Either they make him a martyr or they open the door for him to be a prominent member of the future of the GOP. I gotta say, he has a... That is the only thing that he said which is true. Like, he has a window to become a politician. Let me see. Matt Getz says he might offer Kyle Rittenhouse a job as a congressional intern as jury debates the teen's case. So, yeah, you know, initially I thought, all right, well, this kid is fucked either way. Like, he might get out of the trial and no one is going to hire him. I mean, he's going to be afraid to walk on the street. But in reality, it turns out that no, like, Matt Getz. Who's Matt Getz? Let me check out who Matt Getz is. Is an American lawyer and politician who has served as the U.S. representative of Florida. Oh, Florida man. He might get ties to Florida man. I got a super chat from Mentat. This evening was the most glorious evening in the history of the earth. I read this super chat. Oh, another one. Upload the video on BitChute. Also, R News. Well, yeah, but R News, from what I saw, had no news for 2 hours regarding this event. Let me see if I can. The copy of stocks, yeah. Alright, I found it. So Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty. Look, exactly what I'm saying. My fucking god, the Redditors are right. If you follow this case just a little bit, this isn't surprising in the least. I am not a lawyer, but those prosecutors shouldn't be either. Oh my god, Reddit is burning prosecution. In all my 0 years and 0 minutes of law school, even I knew you can't ask someone why they invoked their Fifth Amendment. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Reddit of all places are making fun of the prosecutors. I mean, you can make fun of you can ask someone why they invoke their Fifth Amendment rights, but you shouldn't think you're going to win and not get yelled by a judge. Oh my fucking god. Is this Reddit or 4chan? There's a good chance the prosecutor did it intentionally to get a mistrial. Yeah, like, here's the thing, right? With the mistrial, if Kyle Rittenhouse would have got a mistrial with prejudice, people could still say that he is guilty, but it wasn't proven in court. So this is very good for Kyle, because now he is officially not guilty. Otherwise, it would have been like, there are cases, by the way, where you have a guy who you know they did it. Like, they're 100% guilty and everyone knows it. But because of a technical problem, like, for example, let's say the prosecutor would ask about the Fifth, and the judge would throw the case away with mistrial, with prejudice, then you know he's guilty. But, like, because of technical reasons, because of technicalities, he can't be proven guilty. So now the community will always think it's like, yeah, this is the guy who did it, but, you know, he managed to escape due to a legal loophole. Absolutely correct. Dude was grasping for straws after their key witness said that Kyle was defending himself. I can't find a single Redditor, not one single Redditor that doesn't agree. It is not true that Call of Duty game you've played is a game where you shoot and kill everyone who is coming towards you. Oh my god, they're going through the arguments. Oh, they're going through the... you know, hold on, I'll actually have to save this. This is so great that I'm framing this. Like, this needs to be on the wall. So, there we go. This has to be a thing. Let's go back to some of the stunning moments of the night. Let's see at the stunning arguments that the prosecution has made during this trial, sorry. It is not true that Call of Duty, a game you've played, is a game where you shoot and kill everyone. The second, you didn't know anyone was armed. You shot to kill them when you should have just taken the beating like a man. Oh, yes, I understand. Moral wisdom from the prosecution. Third one, you used 30 rounds AR-15 rifle magazine. That means you had the capability to kill at least. Oh, fuck. Ah! Jesus Christ. They actually said this in court. When you put them one next to another, it's I can't say that meant that. That's against the YouTube TOS. By using a fire extinguisher on the fires, you are really putting gas on the fire. Oh, I know that. God. Oh, you were quiet and never talked to the media. Why would you invoke your Fifth Amendment right? Oh, this is just wow. Like, man, like when you realize that this was actually said in court. I was waiting for him to ask if the defendant was aware that if he had 2 more kills by Call of Duty rules, he could have called it an airstrike. Oh my god, this... Hold on. No. I need to include this one as well. No, get brazen with me. Oh my god, this was just, oh wow. If he had 2 more kills by Call of Duty rules, he could have called it an airstrike. That is true. Rosenbaum was only 5'3", just a little guy. No one is threatened by that little guy. Wait, is this Reddit or 4chan that people are making fun of height? Oh. What do you mean send you those posts? They're on our news. To be fair to the prosecution, it was an impossible case to prosecute on. Yes, why did you take it to court? The fact is the case was absolutely stacked for the defense. The first dude threatened to kill him. The second dude tried to beat him over the head with a skateboard. The third dude came at him with a gun. He was also running away from these people. Yes! Exactly! Oh my god, yeah, let me just... If there was like, how should I put it? If there was a thumbnail that I would choose for this lawsuit, you know, like let's say you make a movie. You make a movie after this, this whole ordeal. Like you want to make Kyle Rittenhouse the movie. This is what I would put on the box. This is... This is like you know. Hold on. Let me show you something, right? So VCR Predator. All right, let's see. So when you make a movie, you choose a picture for the box, like back in the day when you had a VCR tape. You know, you had like Arnold Schwarzenegger. If I would make Kyle Rittenhouse the movie, this is what I would choose. This should be... This would be the... This would be what I would go with, you know, so that when people walk into the store, this is what they see to know if they want to watch the movie or not. This verdict is the start. Binger must never be allowed to practice law again. I don't know. I mean, he's got connections to the city hall, so. My favorite. Oh, there was another take in the trial, which I guess wasn't included on Reddit, but there was like this. This is something that I was there. I swear to God, I would have ended up in prison. Like, if I was Kyle, I would have said something that there is no way the jury would have found me innocent, right? So there's this part where the prosecutor is asking Kyle, why did you go to put out the fire? And he's like, well, there was a fire. And they're like, okay, but why did you take the weapon with you? Why didn't you put the rifle on the ground? Like, why didn't you drop the rifle? And I was like, if I was Kyle, I would have just said, without the rifle. No, sorry. If I was Kyle, I would have said, without me, the rifle is useless. Without the rifle, I am useless. Like, I would have actually said that. I would have went up in prison. But you know, it's like when you go to prison over a joke, it would be like, you know what? Fuck it, totally worth it. This is my rifle. Without me, the rifle is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. Please focus on leftists reacting to this. Well, I'm going on Reddit and I can't see leftists being upset about this. Here's my 25 polished box so the EU government would have it. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I need to pay taxes too. The EU has it. Show the Twitter Josh Beam. I did. Yeah, Kyle didn't start the fire. It was always fun. I mean, there's a lot of memes coming up now. Remember, no Russian. It's so sad we're not going to hear what Bigger has to say. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to show this one, but cheers outside of the Kenosha courthouse. So it seems that there might not really be a riot, but on Twitter, white privilege, the privilegium, no justice, no peace. But this is the one. Well, I mean, we can have peace because there was justice. What are you talking about? Is this what MSNBC is at? Because they're not allowed. They've been naughty and they're not allowed this sign. Constitution is the law in this country. If you don't like it, we'll pay for you to leave, and you will come back. Kyle did start the fire. Alright, Anthony Hoover and Joseph Rosenbaum were victims. Oh, the mayor de Blasio, Bill de Blasio is saying, when is this? November 19th. Oh, this is new. So, Anthony Hoover and Joseph Rosenbaum are victims. They should be alive today. The only reason they're not is because a violent, dangerous man just to take a gun across state lines. Does he not know he can be sued now? This is bewildering. I have a feeling, I might be wrong on this, but I have a feeling that if the verdict was that Kyle is guilty on all charges, then social media would have banned you from saying anything different. I mean, Facebook last year, by the way, if you tried to say that this is self-defense, you would get banned. You would get zooked from Facebook if you said that this is self-defense. They're having people banned on Twitter for saying that this was self-defense. And now you have people who are saying, no, miscarriage of justice, blah, blah, blah. even when it's something like chose to take a gun across state lines, this was debunked. This was debunked. Anyone who watched the trial knows it was debunked. And they're allowed to push out misinformation. I mean, this is wow. And from a mayor who allowed riots to happen in his city as well. Fuck me. But it's like, look, I can understand if you say, you know, I disagree with the jury. But the rifle over state lines thing has been debunked. It's been fact-checked. Narrative must go on. Yes. Seriously, am I in the wrong? Was it debunked? Rifle never left the state. And not to mention, like, across state lines, it sounds like he traveled 100 kilometers. But not only that, from what I understand, like, most people that were there weren't from Kenosha. I hope he gets sued. To be honest, like, he should be sued. If Kyle is a smart lad, he's going to sue. There should be people that are now collecting all of these posts so that they know who to sue. Yeah, he borrowed the rifle. Exactly, it's in the lawsuit. I mean, the charge was dismissed. They measured the gun. Like, here's what's fascinating, right? The reason there was even a problem with a restriction on the Second Amendment in Wisconsin is because of a Republican, I believe it was like 30 years ago, when you had many gangs and violent criminals, and they put restriction on having small arms. So if you're 17, you can't have a pistol, you can't have small weapons, because small weapons can be concealed. You can use a small weapon a lot better to rob a store, or, you know, to actually commit the crime, because you can conceal it, you can hide it. So the cops don't know you have it. Meanwhile, with a big rifle, with a big gun, there's no way to hide it, right? It's open carry, like, people know you're having it. So that's why they actually measured the barrel, they measured the rifle, and it was legal for him to have it. Which, by the way, PolitiFact was fact-checking it, and they debunked. Kyle can become RoboCop? No, I think he doesn't want that, man. Like, from what I got, the vibe of this kid, unless you know, this changes him, I think he just wants to help people. I mean, he was a lifeguard, you know, he tried learning how to do first aid, like, he's deleting, he's wiping graffiti off of walls. I mean, this is not the type of kid that likes doing this shit. I don't have the meme animation anymore from the Twitter job. I think and I can't play it, because if I play it, I'll have to delete the stream, because it plays Eye of the Tiger in the end. So Jesus, the memes, my God. There is a meme with the Makowski, and the Makowski comes in, are you a winning son? And Kyle is yes. My God, like, the internet is filled with memes and salt now. Blue checkmark Twitter right now. This is what you get if you go on blue checkmark Twitter right now. Joseph Rosenbaum, the serial child rapist, should be alive today. Signed Mayor Bill de Blasio. Oh my god, political poet, look at this. Who believes Rittenhouse is a cold-blooded murderer? Well, I can tell you who doesn't. The jury doesn't believe it. Yeah. Like, this is exactly what needs to happen right now. Look here. Many U.S. media outlets and journalists label Kyle Rittenhouse, who acted in self-defense, a mass murderer or worse, and may now face discrimination lawsuits. This is literally it. I got $250 million from the media for defamation lawsuits, and Kyle is hold my beer. He can't sue the president, because I looked at what Joe Biden said, that Joe Biden called him a white supremacist, and that is just his opinion. So you have First Amendment rights, right? Like, if you say that someone is a... Actually, you know what? I think that even the people who say that he's a mass shooter might get away with it. Because he still shot people en masse, so they can say, well, we weren't saying it in the legal sense, we were just saying it in the... in the figure of speech, not the figure of speech, like we were saying it in layman terms, right? Because he shot people en masse, so that's why we called him a mass shooter. So they might have a way. I mean, it's up to a judge to decide that there might be a case there. But what will happen is, like, probably a lot of them will settle. So if they settle in court, he doesn't even have to go through all of that. Fine. You can say, it is my opinion that you're a white supremacist. That actually flies. I mean, there's a lot of cases and lawsuits over things like that, and the person won. Because you have the First Amendment, so usually for libel and slander, it needs to be... It needs to be like a factual thing where you're saying, so for example, if you were to say Kyle was out there trying to kill people, then yeah, I mean, that's something that he can sue. It really depends for the judge and the jury in that court. The courier who cheated death in Kenosha cheated death once again, and the wasteland was forever changed. I wish I could actually make an imitation of the follow voice. I can't see the salt. I mean, the salt is coming right now mostly from the checkmark, not from the average people. I mean, he can definitely prove that the claims affected him because take into account, on Facebook, no one was allowed to defend him. People would get banned. But more so, he had his GoFundMe shut down a couple of times. People are like, hope he takes them to the cleaners. This is pretty much the best Ben Garrison cartoon. This is exactly... Roof Koreans on mission brief. I don't think there's going to be a riot. The ACLU is salty? Let me check. That would be fucking weird. No, I don't, oh. Yeah, the ACLU is salty. So, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty of the fatal shooting of two and injury of another during the protest of the shooting of Jacob Blake by the Kenosha Police Department. This situation represents an outrageous failure to protect protesters by the Kenosha police this morning. Yeah, this is true, actually. You know, like, the riot shouldn't have happened. The police should have been there, and the riot shouldn't have happened. I agree with this take. Months of research and open record requests have occurred by incidents where the police... Yeah, but the police isn't to blame. I think the mayor is to blame. Like, the mayor is the one in charge of coordinating with the police. So, they could have called the National Guard there. Despite Kyle's conscientious decision to travel across state lines and injure one person and well, yeah, hold on, like, he didn't... Well, whatever, you know. His acquittal comes after our investigation exposes how Kenosha law enforcement is violence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they're with the fuck the cops mode. But, yeah, they're trying to deflect now. They're basically, it's like, oh, well, you know, like, we're not going to comment on this case, but fuck the cops. Leftists brought this on themselves for politicizing the trial. There was no need to politicize the trial, to be honest. But it's kind of interesting how literally every single person that Kyle shot or shot at was a criminal. Every single one. The state line crosser doesn't even stay in his home every day. This works is a valid reason to cross state lines. Oh god, not again. I'm fucking crossing. No fear of guilt violating the Geneva Convention's ban on crossing state line. Has literally been to more than one state. Bro, the state line is just an invisible line. We need to lower the state line. Knows he's committing a war crime, doesn't care. His family hasn't spoken to him since they found out he crossed. I literally crossed the straight line. 2 magic words to harvest out from Twitter. Biden's America. Oh! I'm actually going to post that. Hold on. That needs postage. That needs postage. Only in Biden's America. Should I tag the ACLU on this? Should have crossed via Mexico. Yeah, if you would have crossed via Mexico, no one would have complained.
I like baked boomers. I like...
Well, what verdict? He gets to walk away, doesn't he? Like, is there more? I'm wondering if anyone from Riquieta Law is going to be like, we should represent him.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the...
There's probably some people who really
State lines, Kyle.
Texas.
Right
Yeah,
now.
Texas.
Riquieta has 74,000 people now. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, no, the Biden's America thing is really great. I'm actually going to use it a lot on Twitter from now on. What is 4chan saying? Well, the problem with 4chan is that they allow porn, so I can't go there because I might risk showing something on YouTube that might get me in trouble. Kamala was president. Oh, this is even better. This is even better. I'm actually going to have this in This Week is Stupid. All right, chat. Let me tell you a joke. Chat, are you ready for a joke? Are you ready for a joke? Kamala Harris was president for 83 minutes. Stocks went down and Kyle Rittenhouse went free. In Kamala Harris's America. In Kamala's America, 83 minutes president, stocks go down and Kyle Rittenhouse goes free. How is that? My God, the trolling is... It's so weird. Like, honestly, why would you... I can't even picture myself on the other side, like, wanting this kid to be in prison. Unless, of course, you just don't know the trial. You haven't watched it. So you don't know the arguments and you don't know how it went. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Kamala Harris just became the president for the United States for 83 minutes while Joe Biden had the colonoscopy. So because he had a hose up his ass, he had to pass his presidential duties over to Kamala, and she was the president of the US for 83 minutes. And while she was president, I guess maybe there should be more of Kamala. I mean, hey, the justice system works well. The RoboCop is president. Let's see. This one is interesting. So I got another one. Unfortunately, the prosecution was not able to bring a strong enough case to disprove beyond a reasonable doubt that Kyle Rittenhouse did not act in self-defense. Do they not understand what... Innocent until proven guilty. You as the prosecution do not get to prove beyond it. Oh my God, it reminds me when they investigated Donald Trump and it's like, well, this investigation didn't prove his innocence. It's like, no, but God. Will a colonoscopy solve Joe Biden's poop and fart problem? No, absolutely not. I don't think it's even related. Colonoscopy is when they stuff a hose with a camera up your asshole so they can see how your insides look like, to see if there's any tumor, to see if there's any lesions, if you have other diseases. Still, the best joke is like when the lawyer was talking to him, when the prosecutor was talking to him and was saying, you need the... you played too much Call of Duty. You just said, like, Kyle, do you know that if you killed 2 more people, you could have called in an airstrike and thus caused even more damage to Kenosha, according to Call of Duty rules? Yeah, they did not disprove that he did not do it. Let's see what the Mini Beanie is saying. Ah, the Mini Beanie doesn't share memes. Hold on, I know a couple of things. Oh my God, look at this, look at this. Brian Holden. Who's Brian Holden? A checkmark. Like, it's only the blue checkmarks that are really angry about it. That little piece of shit went out of his way to put himself in a situation where he could kill people. Get the fuck out, man. You know, like, this is something that I don't understand. So, the rioters, according to leftist logic, they have a right to go wherever they please and burn whatever they want. But you as an American citizen don't have the right to go put out fires because you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation. This logic is just, wow. And not to mention, like, they didn't watch the lawsuit. One of the people wasn't there part of the protest. He was even shouting the N-word. One of the people there was just, I forgot the name of him, but he was off his meds. He left the medical asylum, and he was on the street. Like, he had nothing to do with the protest. He was a crazy person.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
By the way, apparently Bulgaria knew this from 2020. I just want to show it to you guys that Bulgarians, for some reason, they can peer into the future. I don't know what Bulgarish is this, but I can definitely know what the thing is. Yeah, Bulgarians do what's up. No, that was from Bulgaria, like from 2020 actually. It wasn't even from this year. Anyway, right, thank you guys for watching this. Had a great time reading Twitter, and I gotta say, I don't even know now if the blue check marks that are crying, if they actually saw the lawsuit. Sorry, if they actually saw the trial. Like, there is no way a person who saw the trial is going to come up to the conclusion that this was not a correct verdict. That is just impossible. So, I don't know if they're lying, like the mayor, for example, you know, he's talking about the state lines and all the media talking points. I don't think he actually saw the actual trial. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow.